The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, the book that's been on every ambitious person's nightstand since 1989. It's not just another self-help book that gathers dust. Think of it as the Swiss Army knife for navigating the jungle of personal and professional life. Let's deep dive into Covey's toolbox and maybe chuckle a bit along the way, because, let's face it, becoming an uber-effective human could use some lightheartedness. Habit numero uno: be proactive. Now, Covey isn't suggesting you turn into one of those annoyingly upbeat morning people who jog at 5 a.m. No, he's simply nudging you to grab life by the reins. Instead of playing the blame game when things go south, Covey wants us to focus on things within our control, like our reaction to the 10th consecutive email from the boss on a Friday evening. Basically, channel your inner Zen master and respond, not react. Moving on to the second habit. Begin with the end in mind. This isn't about becoming a fortune teller, but more about having a personal roadmap. Covey's asking us to do some serious soul searching to figure out our life's mission statement. Imagine planning your life like it's a giant project at work, but instead of pleasing your boss, you're pleasing the boss of you. It's about steering your ship with purpose, even if sometimes it feels like you're just floating in a giant ocean of confusion. Habit 3, put first things first, is where Covey basically tells us to become time management ninjas. He introduces us to the time management matrix, which sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but is actually a fancy way of categorizing tasks by urgency and importance. Covey wants us to live in quadrant 2, where life is more about planting trees for future shade rather than just chopping wood. So it's time to take a hard look at your to-do list and start figuring out what's actually going to get you further than just through the next episode on Netflix. Habit 4 is about adopting a think win-win attitude. This isn't about turning life into a hippie commune, but about getting rid of that caveman me-first attitude. Covey is encouraging us to look for solutions that make everyone feel like they've hit the jackpot. It's about ditching the dog-eat-dog worldview and realizing the pie is actually big enough for everyone to have a slice. Then there's Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Basically, don't be that person who listens only to reply. Covey champions the lost art of empathetic listening. Imagine how much smoother relationships would be if everyone had a bit more of, "Oh, so that's where you're coming from," moments, rather than, "Let me tell you why I'm right," battles. Habit 6, Synergize. Sounds like what happens when you mix a science lab with a corporate team-building exercise, but it's actually about the magic that happens when diverse minds collaborate. Covey tells us to value differences and open up to new perspectives, kind of like jazz musicians riffing off each other to create something groovy. Lastly, Sharpen the Saw is all about self-care, but with a cool lumberjack twist. Covey isn't suggesting spa days necessarily, but emphasizes taking care of our physical, mental, spiritual, and social-emotional well-being. Think of it like maintaining your car. You wouldn't expect it to run smoothly if you never change the oil, right? In conclusion, Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is less about turning you into a productivity robot and more about fine-tuning your approach to life. By weaving these habits into your daily grind, you're not just surviving. You're thriving, baby. Now, who's ready to tackle life with a bit more wit and wisdom? So what did you think about this video? Please leave a comment down below and let me know what books you would like to see in the next video. Signing off, this has been another Bookly Crash Course.